Have you ever noticed how quickly anger can turn a small disagreement into a deep wound? A single harsh word can build walls that take years to tear down. Proverbs chapter 10, verse 12 reminds us of a simple but powerful truth. Hatred stirreth up strifes, but love covereth all sins. In just a few words, this verse shows us the difference between a life driven by resentment and one guided by love. Hatred is like a spark in dry grass. It spreads fast and destroys everything in its path. When we let bitterness take root in our hearts, it doesn't just affect the person we're angry with. It poisons our peace, clouds our judgment, and keeps old wounds fresh. We rehearse wrongs in our minds, replaying them like a film we can't turn off. But love, the kind of love God calls us to, works in the opposite way. Instead of stirring up strife, love brings healing. It doesn't deny that wrongs happen, but it chooses to forgive, to let go, and to cover, not expose, the sins of others. Covereth all sins doesn't mean ignoring injustice or pretending pain doesn't exist. It means responding with grace instead of vengeance, mercy instead of spite. It's the kind of love that refuses to keep score, the same love God shows to us every day. Think of how many times the Lord has covered your own sins with forgiveness instead of condemnation. His love doesn't excuse sin, it redeems it. When we receive that kind of love, it changes how we treat others. In a world that often celebrates payback and getting even, love can look weak. But in truth, it's the strongest force there is. Love has the power to calm storms, restore friendships, and soften the hardest hearts. It breaks cycles of anger that hatred feeds. It builds bridges where division once stood. And every time we choose love over resentment, we reflect the heart of Christ, who covered our sins with his own blood. Maybe someone has hurt you deeply. Maybe you're carrying an old grudge that feels justified. But ask yourself, has that hatred brought you peace? Or has it only kept the wound alive? God invites you to lay that burden down. Choosing love doesn't mean what happened was okay. It means you're giving it to him. It's deciding that bitterness will no longer write your story. Today, take a moment to ask God to fill your heart with his kind of love, the love that covers sins instead of stirring them up. Pray for the strength to forgive even when it's hard, and the grace to show kindness when others don't deserve it. The world doesn't need more hatred. It needs more hearts willing to love as Christ loved. When you live this way, peace begins to replace turmoil, and relationships once broken can begin to heal. Because when love leads, strife fades, and grace always wins.